A CMA is a tool to help a listing or a selling agent determine the fair market value of a property. Determining the fair market value of a property is not an exact science. Creating a CMA can help your clients interpret market data and how that data relates to the selling or buying price of a property. And this video will walk you through how to create a CMA in BrightMLS. There are a few different ways you can start a CMA. First, you can start by clicking My CMA in the Clients menu, then clicking Start a new CMA. Second, you can start a CMA directly from a contact record. Simply access your contacts from the Clients menu, select the contact, and click Start CMA. And lastly, from the bottom of either the Map or Results tab, inside the Actions menu bar, click on the CMA button. For the purposes of this video, we'll begin our CMA from here. The Bright CMA tool will walk you through each of the 8-step process. At any time, you can return to a portion of your CMA by clicking the desired tab. It's suggested that CMAs be assigned to a contact. This ensures you'll be able to access the CMA easily right from the contact record. The description box is not displayed on any final CMA report and can be used to mark notes for yourself to help tell one CMA apart from the other CMAs you create. The next step is the Pages tab. Default pages are organized under 5 separate categories: Cover, Subject/Adjustments, Comparables, Additional Pages, and Map. You can add pages by expanding the category and clicking on the desired page. Want to add all the pages in a category? Simply click on the title of the category and all the pages will be automatically added. Once a page has been added, it will appear in the Selected Pages box to the right. Pages added do not only build up your final CMA report, they also dictate which steps of the CMA process are activated. For example, selecting the Pricing Recommendation and the Summary of Comparable Properties pages turns on the Adjustments tab, and selecting the CMA Map page turns on the Map tab. Be sure to add the necessary pages needed to turn on each section you plan on using in your final report. If you add a page by accident, simply click the red X button to remove it. Then use the up and down arrows to set the pages in the order you want them. Once you have your pages selected and in the preferred order, you can use the Set as Default link. This will set your page defaults for all future CMAs. Have a bio page, marketing materials, or other page you want to add to this report? You can upload up to 10 custom pages to be included by clicking the Upload Custom Pages at the bottom of the screen. Each custom page or file is limited to about 50 megabytes each. Custom pages will automatically add your header if one is created. Preview the added pages and decide if you want to add or remove the header. When finished, click Save. Once you upload your pages, they'll be listed under the category My Custom Pages. These pages will continue to be available on this specific CMA until you delete them. When adding new pages, be mindful that some brokerages require specific pages to be included with CMAs, so be sure to ask your broker or office manager if you're unsure. Now we'll move on to the Subject Property tab, where you'll add your subject property. There are 3 ways to enter your subject property. You can add it by manually typing the information into each individual field. This could be handy in situations where tax records or old listings for the subject property might not exist in Matrix, such as a new construction property. If you don't have a multiple listing number or tax ID, you can locate it using either the listing or tax search options. Whatever method you use, we strongly recommend reviewing all of the records. You'll want to select the listing with the most accurate and current property details and condition. For example, if an addition was made to the home or a renovation has been completed. Once you've selected the subject property listing or tax record, click the Fill from Selected button. However, when you already have a multiple listing number or tax ID, you can auto-fill the subject from that existing record. That record can either be a cross-property multiple listing number or the public records tax ID number. Once entered, click the Fill button and the information will auto-populate. You may also need to add a custom field to reflect certain aspects of the property. For example, number of garage spaces are conveyed as part of the subject details. However, you may also want to reflect non-garage spaces. To do that, at the bottom of the page under Custom Fields, open the drop-down and click Link to a Matrix field. You can scroll through the field list or search for the desired field. Once you've found it, select it and click OK. Repeat this process to enter up to 6 custom fields. If the added custom fields are commonly used fields in your CMAs, click the Save Custom Fields as Default link. This will save these fields, making them available for all future CMAs. If the property used for the autofill has an image, it will appear in the property photo. To maintain compliance with intellectual property laws, you'll want to either obtain permission to use that image, upload your own, or just clear the photo altogether. Once you're finished reviewing and editing, if necessary, the subject details, property photo, and remarks sections, you're ready to continue to the next available step. Next, we have our Cover tab, where you will build the cover page of your CMA. The subject cover photo is auto-populated with the image added in the Subject tab. You can also add or replace the subject property photo here. Now make the desired changes to our contact information. This will auto-populate if you assigned it to a contact. The agent information automatically links to the branding in your MLS settings. Clicking Edit My Information will allow you to edit that information for all future CMAs. If you want to have your agent information be something specific for just this CMA, you can click Override this information for this CMA. If you previously selected your comparable listings from a map or search results page to start your CMA, those would appear here. You can add comparable listings at any time. To add additional listing comparables, click the Add from Listings button, enter your criteria, and click Results. Select the listings you wish to add to your CMA, and click Add Selected. To add additional comparables from public records, click Add from Tax. Again, enter your criteria, and click Results. Select the tax records you wish to add to your CMA, and click Add Selected. Click on the appropriate Show link to toggle between your selected tax and listing comparables to review or make any additional changes to your listings. Moving on to the Map tab, you'll see your subject property and the comparable properties shown all on one map. You should be aware that if you input your subject property manually, the subject property will not be displayed with your comps on the map. Now, let's work through the adjustments. Before completing any adjustments, you should consult with your broker's policies. Remember, you're advising a client or potential client based on these adjustments, and while they're not an exact science, any adjustments must be based on market expertise. Once you're ready to make adjustments, there are two ways that you can do that. First, you can do so in the single line mode, which is the default mode. These adjustments are entered one category at a time. You can scroll through the various categories by clicking the blue left-right arrows. If you prefer, you can make adjustments in detail mode by entering adjustments for one comparable at a time. Simply advance to the next comparable by clicking the corresponding orange buttons at the top of the screen. There is one major difference between these two modes: feature value. Dollar adjustments made in this row is carried across all the comps for this specific CMA, also performing all calculations automatically, which saves you time. When making individual adjustments, you'll use the plus or minus to indicate whether an adjustment entered is a positive or negative value. Remember, you are making adjustments to the comps based on the subject property, not adjusting the subject property. If adjustments are done incorrectly, you may end up with a skewed suggested list price. Click to review each added comparable listing to be sure there aren't any that are wildly out of line. If there are, review your adjustments to make sure they're accurate. After you've finished making your adjustments, you'll click the next tab, which is Pricing. The summary will display a low, median, high, and average price point. This helps provide the range you're targeting for price. Additional analysis can only be calculated when the subject property has above-grade square feet details entered. If this additional analysis is not provided, you can return to the Subject tab and enter the square feet in the appropriate field. The Suggested List Price box is where you'll enter the suggested list price or a range. We strongly recommend entering a list price range as opposed to a firm price. That way, you can avoid making promises on a set price to a seller or buyer when other factors such as emotions and timelines impact pricing as well. There is also a box where you can type additional notes. However, we recommend that you deliver CMAs in person whenever possible to provide the proper context discussion needed to adequately explain the CMA to a client or prospect. On the Finish tab, you can either view your CMA as a PDF or email your CMA. While not part of the CMA, many agents like to include a seller net sheet or a buyer closing cost as part of their CMA package. We have another helpful video that teaches you how to create these financial reports that we recommend checking out to learn all the ways to do that. If you need to return to your CMA to make any changes, you can do so from the Clients menu. Clicking My CMAs is where you'll see every CMA you've created. Over time, there can be a lot of CMAs, so be sure to use your search, sort, and filter options. Navigating to your contacts is where you can work on a specific client's CMA. Click the contact name and expand the CMA menu to choose the desired CMA. Whichever method you choose, you'll have access to editing, viewing, emailing, or deleting your CMA. Whether you're helping a buyer purchase a home or a seller list their home, this process is going to involve both emotional and economic impacts on the clients. Remember, the CMA is just part of the larger puzzle, and your clients will likely need you to gather more information that will help them make the best decision for their situation.